So what I was about to say, it's going to go through Shannon there and the Darling in the present coming up, and it is emergency legislation to ask, for any retired soldiers, or soldiers who left early, who paid themselves out of the army, who left early because of paying conditions, obviously, to rejoin the defence forces because obviously they can't cope because the numbers of soldiers, and I've been saying this for last years. If you do like I've been saying it, God knows how, I've been saying it for a long, long time. I said the government will regret, underlining the defence forces and thinking that they were not essential for this country. And it's coming to show them, it's coming to bite Leo Varadkar back in the arse for it because, we had 10,000 before Fine Gael took over. We had 10,000 active soldiers, 10,500 actually. And we only have 8,000, so 2,000 have left. And a lot of them are on resolve still, and I really wouldn't expect resolves to go out and put themselves in danger. Because it's enough to ask active soldiers to put themselves in danger. For they only get 24 year extra the army for doing this. So along with but I know so many soldiers so many retired soldiers. I know even a soldier that's in his 60s who served in Lebanon. He served in many countries, war-torn countries. So many medals for so many medals. Nearly 70, and he's considering to go back and to serve his country. He really wants to go back and serve his country in his time of need. And I'm worried about him. I am worried about him because he is 70 and he's done his duty for his country. It's a credit to him for wanting to take up, but he has done outstanding work for the country, and he has so many medals of bravery and a huge amount of active service for his country. Obviously, times of crisis in this country, flooding and everything, he's been there for that. And he was nearly 30 years in the defence forces, and we can't. And I don't think we should expect people who are retired, to go back into them people to go back into service. But it is emergency legislation for people who have left because of pay and conditions. There's a good lot of them have left. I know so many. In total, I can say straight out, we've been 26 people. I know who work in the defence force, who work in the navy, who retired from the navy early, who left the navy because of pay, who left the air corps, and even know somebody who left the air corps because of pay. And it's all because of pay and conditions. It was never over anything else. They never wanted to leave. It nearly bankrupted all of them nearly to buy themselves out. Because they were getting so little pay. And still, I don't think the Irish government realise, and what I was saying for the last God knows how many years, the defence forces are very essential. We never know when we need them, and now we need them, and we don't have the numbers we used to have. And as a tell, back in 2005 or something like that, we had nearly 15, 16 maybe 1,000 active Irish soldiers. It was a lot back then. We had a lot more than 10,000. And the numbers obviously were climbing down. But it just goes to show we do need to have a strong defence forces with strong numbers, and that's something we have to learn about. After this is done, the government needs to learn that. But 26 of them I know have said to go back straight away. They will not take a cent for, but they will go back to work. Because many of them are, went and got jobs in Tesco. Some of them even got jobs in Tesco, I know, and they're getting far, far more money than they ever did in the defence forces. And they're getting a better treatment and better everything. And they've said it straight out, and they've said it to the commander and officers when they met them on the street. So, and they've said it straight away to them. I would rather, it's not a living wage. The Irish Defence Forces wage is not a living wage. You'd be better off going into social welfare than working and serving your country abroad or anything like that, because it's terrible pay in the defence forces. And from the bottom of my heart, they're doing absolutely mighty work. Every one of them, setting up tents and helping people out, and helping obviously in this national crisis. They're doing absolutely amazing work, and I don't want to underline that. But it's just the thing, with asking, it is an emergency. It is an emergency. I understand that, and there has to be emergency measures taken. But to ask people who have served the country, for 30 years in the defence force and who have retired, and again, and nearly 70, some of them even 80. They have served the country so well, and we shouldn't expect them now, to be going and doing that. But I don't know what people think. I'm sure probably people would say, it is an emergency, it has to be done. Like nobody's going to force them, obviously, but I would just say to people, and I say this to them, and I said this to the people I knew who said to me they would rejoin if the call came out that they had to go, that they needed more soldiers, they needed more members of the defence forces who are trained and obviously, have left the army and bought themselves out of the army. They have said to me straight away that straight away they wouldn't have to say it twice. That's straight away. But I said to them, it's going. I said it would be tough, and your country. You've served your country too well, and we don't expect you to put yourself on the line, for this. But they said they wanted to, and that's the answer I got. They wanted to, they wanted to play their part. But anyway, let me know what you think. I just don't know. I'm a bit like that emergency, that part of it. I'm still in the middle. I don't really know what to say about it, especially older members, veterans of the Defence Forces. I'm still in the middle. Like, they would have a huge amount of experience. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we should ask people who served for so long in this country. We should ask them, to come back into service. And I don't know. I'm a bit up in there. I honestly don't know what to think of this. So let me know what you think, because I'm a bit don't know really what to say about it. I suppose this emergency legislation. But anyway, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think. Bye.